So, been able to conclude mounting the gearbox, assembling all the attachments on the engine. Um, but we concluded the work last night. But the car didn't start. Today is Sunday morning, which is 27th of April 2025. It's almost 7 a.m. So last night when we completed the work, I tried cranking the engine, didn't start. So I think what happened was someone, my team that work with, the person that's supposed to connect the starter didn't do so. I've tested with my multimeter or test light actually. So that wire that sends voltage to the starter solenoid has voltage passing through it, but not sure it's getting to starter. For whatever reason, I'm going to go under the car. I don't need to wait for anyone. I'll have to do it myself. So don't figure out what's going on there. So that's it. So this is this thing. You can see the stick. However, I'm going to change this. This is actually the one from my 407 coupe. This is so. I'm going to change it eventually. I was thinking of getting a used one rather than buying new one. New one doesn't last. You can see this one started peeling. So I want a used one that one can always change the leather anytime you want. And this one that is rubber or hard plastic. So once it becomes sweet, it will crack and break. Unlike the other one, just the leather will peel up. Okay, so let's get to work. I need to do some jacking up and going under. Alright, so we'll start. I'm under the engine now, and quite a number of things were not properly connected. At least two things I've seen so far. Number one, the oil pressure sensor is not even connected. And so I've looked at the starter. I don't know if you guys can see it from here. The starter solenoid, yeah, it's not connected as well. So honestly, that's why I don't like being distracted when I'm doing this kind of severe sensitive work. You know, my clients, as I was doing this one, my clients bought their vehicle, so I was super distracted. So at a point, I just had to delegate the wiring work for this car to to my team. You know, just to sort out the client's vehicles, and you can see the mess created. But of course, then you know this kind of thing. If you try to explain to people, oh, there's no time for this, they may not understand. So I was trying to manage the situation. Because normally this type of thing, once you are doing it, you don't have to focus, get involved in another work. You have to be focused. Otherwise, any wrong connection can damage something. So, unfortunately, the only way to access that place is to remove this bank 1 pre-catalytic converter. That's the only way to actually access that place. Because I'm not even seeing that cable, that wire that goes to the starter solenoid from here. But I can see that the solenoid doesn't even have anything there. So the wire is not there. I can plug in the oil pressure sensor from here, but it's better remove this and do it properly. And even the oil level sensor, we have to look at it very well to be sure it's properly plugged in. Oh. So it's basically the same process it takes to change starter motor here. I will have to also remove this heat shield here. No. Well, yeah, one of those things. I'll get to it. So you can see I've removed the back 1P catalytic converter, as you can see, and so I've also connected the starter solenoid. I don't know if you guys can see it from here. Look at it there. Yeah. So I've run the connection and also connected the oil pressure sensor. So and also checked. I disconnected the oil level sensor, oil temperature sensor, and I checked the connection is plugged in properly. Alright, so something I observed. This heat exchanger, engine oil heat exchanger is leaking. As you can see, dropping oil gradually. So eventually I work towards changing it, or I do away with it. Because one thing is either they leak coolant or they leak engine oil. So sometimes you can as well just do without them. I honestly don't think I even need this, because after all, my Z9 VC doesn't have it. My coupe VCs, I blank the coolant, it doesn't enter it anymore, so it works well. So I honestly don't need this coolant going to work, warming up the engine oil. Warms up perfectly well for me. All I need is just drive the car gradually and before it warms up. So okay, so I think that's it. I'm done here. So yeah, I need to work towards changing this heat exchanger. Okay. Alright, so that's about it. So I'll start coupling everything back, and we'll see. Yeah, I forgot to mention. So this anti-torque, I don't know what. Try to remember the full name. I didn't use it anymore. The one I said I was going to use when I put new bushing. This is the number 963. Hold on. Alright, so look at it, 9635328780. Yeah, so I didn't use this one anymore because as we are trying to put the CV joint, the inner one couldn't pass through. The right inner one, you can see this mark. You get halfway to stop. It's as if it was going down instead of coming up. So I don't know why. I know it was meant for 607. V6 manual. For some reasons, it didn't work with this 406 V6 manual. That's it. I don't know why. Again, I know there's an impact here. I don't know whether it affected it, maybe shifted this thing down a little, that made it not to enter anymore. But maybe not. Don't think so. I think maybe the 607 is not meant to work on the 406. Who knows? So I've already wrote now an 607 V6 manual. So I'll keep it for who knows in future, but definitely not for 406. So so I had to put back the old one, even though it has worn out a little inside. So if you put the bearing tends to turn inside. But when we put the new bearing, used actually, but I was still in good condition. So we use this thing here to lock it, and the bearing stopped spinning. So it works well now. So I didn't bother to change the old one anymore. Okay, just wanted to add it. I've concluded the work. So mounted everything back, and so the mistake I actually made was I shouldn't have bothered. That I wasn't here when the work started to disconnect the engine wiring harness on the engine itself. All those sensors, connectors, or whatever. What they should have done, there's kind of somewhere you can disconnect the wiring harness in the middle, push it one side or drop it on top of the engine and pull out the engine without having to go and disconnect all the components on the engine. I was expecting that's how it was meant to be done, because that's how I usually do it when I'm there. But you know, I have other engagements, so I wasn't there when it started. By the time I came, they've already disconnected it. So that'll be a lesson for other users, V6, 406, 407. Do not bother removing the sensors on the engine if the nature of the work is just to remove the engine, but not to do any work on the engine, probably the transmission. Just pull the wire, leave it on the engine. When you are done, it depends on the model. If it's there are models of OCs that you disconnect connections, that the fuse box, like the BSM, you disconnect it from there. Likewise, do the engine wiring harness. You just better off. Don't bother trying to disconnect. Disconnect the engine ECU from that side, leave it here, and then pull the engine. Because in this case, I had to. There were about 5 broken connectors that I had to now change. Which all the while I've been using the car since 2013, none has broken. But another hand touched it and it broke. I'm not kind of blaming myself for this because I'm kind of, because I would have insisted that I delay it until when I'm available. So this is the ML5T. So this one is intact, nothing wrong with it. So I'm going to start the car for a while, for the first time after this job. Meanwhile, I've scanned the vehicle just to be sure. Basically, set the ECU and the rest. However, my throttle body is acting up. I actually noticed that while beginning the car here. So it's permanently faulty. I've done initialization. I don't know how long it will last before it comes back. Who knows? So I think I have a spare one. Later I'll deal with that. So let's start and see. Alright, so I wonder what happened. Can be the battery. Okay, probably the battery. So let's check the negative terminal. I hope the battery hasn't died. No, I don't think. So the cranking speed wasn't really that tough. Cranking speed wasn't as fast as I was expecting it to be. Of course, I haven't had to remove the fuel, service the fuel injectors and the rest. So I know it will take a while. Uh-oh. Oh my Lord. I hope the negative terminal is tight enough on the battery, on the engine. I'm not sure this is battery. Oh no, I have another battery here. So guys, let me figure out what's going on and find out. Alright. So I don't know. I tried another battery, did the same thing. I used my Coupe VC Coupe battery, did the same. So I checked the negative cable on the gearbox. Initially, it was one iron I saw there, but I don't think it was the issue. Where did I keep it? So I decided to remove it and tighten it direct. There was something between. Where did I get that? I'll find it. It was kind of piece of iron. It was a piece of iron. So I decided to remove it to do it direct to the gearbox itself. And let's see whether I got it. It's not here. I don't think it was because anyway. Anyway, so I believe I kept it somewhere. Who knows? So I did it direct. It did the same. So I've started suspecting it was actually the starter. The starter, for me, is kind of on his way out. Making one kind of sound. The current one here is actually the hybrid. At the time I did a hybrid one. So the sound is not that good enough. So what I think I will have to do is to source for another starter and keep on standby. Eventually when it packs up, I'll get rid of it. Or when next, I think what I'll do is, since there is oil leak on the oil heat exchanger, so I'll work towards either replacing that heat exchanger or I'll remove it completely and tight filter on the block directly. In that process, I'll change the starter. I'll do both at the same time. So let's see. Okay. I wonder where I kept that thing. I know I didn't throw it away. Did I? So I just moved it back and front. So this is my mirror. That's well. I don't know why I did that, but I think the check engine light immediately popped up and as soon as the engine started. So I knew the motorized throttle body fault is stayed there. So let's try it again. Starts well. So, but the sound of the starter, not really like it. I think the engine was a little bit stiff. I think that was what happened. The engine was stiff a little. So, man, where did I keep this thing? Not that I need it anymore, okay, look at it. So, this was actually on the gearbox. So, the cable was here. So, I don't think it was the right place to tight cable. I mean, this doesn't touch the engine block. So, of course, the boat can still pass the current, but you have to be on the gearbox anyway. Anyway, so the engine starts now. Of course, the only best way to test this would be on the highway to test all the speed. But let's see how later. Keep it here, later I'll deal with it. Oh, I don't know. Ah, man. Let me just do a short drive here. It should not be enough. So, I don't know how much the camera will capture, but let's see. This is gear 1. Okay. Alright, this is reverse. Alright, so this is my first test of the gear of the 6-speed gearbox of the D9 V6. I've looked under, I didn't see any sign of oil leak, both from the gearbox at least. Oh man, this shock absorber is really nice. Okay. Okay, gear 2, gear 3, gear 4, gear 5, gear 6. Alright, so I've tested all the gears. They all move the vehicle. Of course, I don't think the gearbox is noisy. I would have had it, even though it was doing it like 30 kilometers per hour. Right. The oil temperature hasn't come up, so I won't really push it out. I wanted to push it out on gear 2 and see how it moves, whether it will be noisy. So gear 1. Man, the torque. The torque, man. Yeah, it moves well. But then I know the ECU will take a while to readapt. So this mirror has been making noise. I don't know if you guys saw when I started the vehicle. There's a mechanism there that is noisy. I've gotten another mirror. A client actually gave me, but it needed only the mirror itself. But the mechanism is on yours. It's still okay. So he now gave me the other one. So later on, I'll take it to a panel beater to swap it. Okay, so let's see whether you do it again. Woo, I hear it. Anyway, I don't know. It's working well now. So, like I said, I will just get another start and keep. I will change it immediately. I don't think that oil leak is too bad yet. So I will. At least I'll get a starter as soon as I have the chance to change it. I'll now change and keep this one as spare. That's what I'll do. I'll keep it as spare. Okay, so this is basically the oil, okay, smoke, as is expected. Yeah, the moving engine, touching with our oily hand, touching everywhere. Yeah, smoke is expected for a while. Oh, you overheated. Alright, look at it. Find out why. Probably there's still air in the system. I'll rebuild it. Okay, so guys, this is basically the end of it. So maybe one next video I'll show you guys will be this on the road with the 6-speed on express. But probably there's no need. I think I'll just share the experience, not necessarily show you guys how is it like compared to the 5-speed. My concern now is it might have, I expect it must have a downside. Every good thing has a downside, no matter how good it is. And the downside could be that it might no longer be as quick as, I don't know yet. Maybe the 5-speed will make it faster because it's taller, who knows? Or maybe the 6-speed will make it not, is it, no, not faster, no, I'm talking about quicker. Maybe the 5-speed make it quicker because it's taller, or the 6-speed, which has a shorter gear ratio, will make it quicker. One of them, or it will remain the same, but one may have effect on it. So maybe this one may not be as quick as it used to be anymore. Who knows? We'll find out. And which one will be faster? I don't know. It doesn't really matter because not allowed to do 250 kilometers per hour or more. So in that case, that one you know whether you actually still need it to be that fast. As for fuel economy, I don't know. This is what I'm saying. We don't know which one whether it has a downside with this 6-speed. Maybe it may not be as fuel economical as it used to be with the 5-speed. Or maybe it will improve. We'll see. Man, these things have been broken. I will need to get another one. Okay, so that should be the end. So I don't know how many 6-speed manual gearbox. No, 6-speed manual D946 Peugeot that actually exists in the world or ever existed. I'm very sure I'm not the first person that have done that, but most likely might be the only person in Africa that have done this. The whole of Africa that has a 6-speed manual D9V6. So I might not be, who knows? Anything is possible. So yeah, I know at a point this guy need a pen job, started doing, but that's not my world yet. Better we handle that. I think the first thing I need to do, test of the body, or at least aside the mechanical, will be this seat. I need to take care of it. I'll just remove only the seat. I don't need to do any other thing. I'll take it there, fix it, bring it back and mount. Alright, so this obviously is the end. Didn't slam. I need to get a panel beater to fix it. Actually, since I got this car, this side has already been. It doesn't slam the first time. Since 2013, you have to push it a little bit. So I think this time around, I will have to get somebody to sort it out for me. It's from that lock mechanism. Alright, so yeah. So like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Alright.